police commanders in the regions and counties will, starting Monday, lead officers in their areas in a crackdown on public service vehicles that have not complied with traffic rules, famously known as the Michuki rules. Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i says the government will go after a number of people, including law enforcers, in a campaign that's aimed at putting an end to the deaths on the roads. NTV's Leila Mohamed has the details.
Too often the impression of a case of too little too late has been brought home on the country's highways of death. Now the government is trying to get back on the driver's seat with a campaign that is meant to enforce changes in behavior for road users and a warning to law enforcers who too have had a stake in the number of accidents that have been stacking up.
I want to assure this gathering that we are set and ready to step up our level of alertness and our level of enforcement. And having been reminded by the DPP about the instruments available to us in ensuring that the law is properly enforced, let's utilize these instruments.
In partnership with the Ministry of Transport, a multi-agency team will be in the coming 2 months as the festivities set in, work to ensure safety on the roads.
This morning I told the PS in charge of correctional services to increase our budget for the prisons department for remand for this month and next month, because we will have more visitors.
We do have our field officers, both in government agencies like NTSA, even the police service. And those also are part of the crime chain. We must go for them. They spoil the name of NTSA, they spoil the name of the police service.
The Cabinet Secretaries also lauded the move by the DPP to investigate the body manufacturer and insurer of the bus that killed 58 people at Fort Ternan.
Kenyans should know there is a law in this country. There are standards that have been introduced by NTSA on the standards of bodybuilding. What kind of bodies you can build. My suggestion to you, and your IG has given you instructions, police commanders, is if there is no certification and there's no approval on how those bodies have been built, arrest them, tow them, lock those vehicles.
Chair of Parliament's Transport Committee, however, remains sceptical that these measures will this time yield fruit.
Inspector General appeared before my committee 2 weeks ago. And of course, we asked him if he can organize the traffic on the road, if he can assure Kenyans of safety when they're traveling, then he has no business being in the office. We gave traffic police last week our proposed amendments, because what we have realized is, as much as the Michuki rules are there, as much as the regulations are there, in fact, we have sufficient regulations governing traffic. But what has been missing is there is people taking responsibility upon commission or omission of these regulations.
The Interior Ministry has its sights set on the border riders who too share the blame for the spike in the number of deaths on the road. The task force should report back by the 31st of January next year with solutions that are expected to be rolled out starting February 2019. Leila Mohamed, NTV.